My name is Shirley Ross. It's different than what it was. Reverend Coles was older, and Reverend Thompson was older, and he told you to do this, and this is what you better do, or else. As a child, because my grandmother and my mother brought me here when I was a baby almost.
What was your grandmother? What's her name?
My grandmother was Lula Allen.
Okay. And
My great-grandmother was Laura Harris.
Okay.
And they came here to St. Paul
Okay.
when it was down in Lawrenceville,
Okay.
Penn Avenue and then Broad Street.
So how was it as a kid when you were coming here? Was it
How was it? Didn't have to be anything. They said go, I had to go. That's all there was to it.
So did you have a lot of friends in St. Paul?
Did I have, oh yeah, a lot of friends, yeah, we had friends.
Okay, so Sunday school.
We went to Sunday school. We had to do the Christmas exercises, Easter exercises, whatever came up, we had to do it. Was no question about it.
Okay. Fire for women.
I can remember when my grandmother was born, 1889. I can't remember when I would get back and remember that, 1889, that she was born down in West Virginia.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
And came up here, 1889. I was friends with Jean and Vonnie Douglas and Dick Nicholas, the Nicholas family. And they lived in Bloomfield, so instead of, since I didn't have any brothers and sisters, we were close. So they lived in Bloomfield, so sometimes I would go there after morning service and had lunch and then come back to church, because if they had something in the afternoon, we had to come back.
Okay. Well, do you remember any events at St. Paul that was especially precious to you or to your memory?
I remember some type of to-do that they had, and if a person had a problem and they had to go up in front of the church and say that they had a problem, and they wouldn't do it no more, and I said, no, I don't want to go up there and do that in front of the church, in front of all those people. So that sort of put me down a little bit about why did they have to do that. But some of the people had to do that. I can't forget that.
Okay.
I can still remember that. That was sad. How they had to make people come up in front of the church and do that.
They did that at St. Paul?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And do that, different things that they had done, and get up in front of the church and say that. I couldn't believe it, and I said, oh no, I don't like that. So that's one of my.
So they had to repent in front of the whole church.
They had to say it, ask forgiveness from the Lord, and then from the church, and repent right in front of the whole congregation.
I bet that got you together, huh?
Got me to do what?
I bet that got you together. You didn't want to do anything, so you didn't want to have to go in front of everybody.
I didn't want to hear them say that. That was really a session to hear that. I didn't. So who do they think they are doing that? To innocent people. People make mistakes. People do things. Nobody's perfect.
Do you like playing music?
Was there a question of whether I'm supposed to like it or not? They said, do it. That's the way we did it.
So you were very obedient.
Or else.
Okay.
My dad played the piano too.
Oh, he did? So he was a musician?
And he played the piano with one of the Paynes, and so they played the piano together.
Did your dad come to St. Paul?
No.
Okay.
They were from Church of God or somewhere, but he wasn't mixed in with the church. He tried to go where you go and get to the bench or something and get so that the Spirit would come to you, and he would sit there, but nothing happened to us. So he had to keep sitting there till it came.
Okay.
That's my father.
You remember your granddad, man?
Oh yeah, yes. I was his only grandson. Yeah, we looked alike. So yeah, it was my guy.
Yeah.
He ended up at the Presbyterian church. He ended up being a deacon though at the Presbyterian church up here on Black Street.
Oh,
What's
he
the
was
name of
up
that?
there, yes.
Yeah, what's the name of that place?
That church on Aiken it's not Aiken, it's, is that Aiken or, that's Black Street, what's the name of the church? Pilgrim, what is that, Pilgrim on the right hand
I
side?
can't think of the
Begins
name.
with a P.
Oh, what was that, Pilgrim? I don't know what it is. But my father went there.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a deacon there.
So, I mean, you're here, you know, we're gonna build in the back. You said this church is like a mansion, compared to, St. Paul back on, Broad Street.
Oh my goodness, yeah, they did, it was just like a one-room church, so, and they remodeled it, and it was just, they remodeled again after we left and came here, they remodeled it again.
So they walked from St. Paul to here? Were you one of the ones that walked up here?
Yes,
How was that? Tell me about that.
either do it or don't do it. You had to do, wasn't your opinion, it was the church opinion, do it, so we
Okay.
had to do it.
Were there a lot of people that walked up here?
Yes, it was a lot of people walking, yes.
Okay. Well, what were the conversations like?
Pardon me?
The conversations, what did people talk about?
I didn't hear that one.
I'm sorry, the conversations, what were they like as people walked?
And you wasn't supposed to walk, it wasn't supposed to talk. You
Oh.
were supposed to walk and I guess believe what they were supposed to be believing and just keep it to yourself, and mentally inspirational to a lot of the people, and she did a lot of the book work and whatnot. I still have papers and books in my house that she did. Am I supposed to throw them away or what?
Yeah, I don't think so.
But she was very, very eligible for all that different stuff like that.
She sounded like she was influential in your life.
Yeah, well, yeah. She wanted to go to Washington D.C. because back when the war was on, a lot of people were leaving Pittsburgh and going to work. My grandmother said, "No, you ain't going nowhere." So she made my mother stay here. So my mother never dared go to D.C. A lot of the secretaries were going down there when the war was on.
Well, this sounds like some powerful women in your family, including you. Including you, that's some powerful women.
I can remember when my grandmother was born, 1889. I can't remember when I would get back and remember that, 1889, and she was born down in West Virginia.